Hey, Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps with Fight Hub TV, powered by Stagefront VIP, and I'm joined now with the one and only Malik Scott. Malik, it's great, as always, to see you. You're always a pleasant person to speak with. How are you?
I'm good, Michelle. It's good seeing you. We haven't seen, I think the last time we seen each other, was it in Vegas, Wilder Fury 3?
Yes.
That's quite some time, especially considering we used to see each other a lot more, getting work done together. But you look good. Everything is well?
Yeah, everything's well, thank you. It's warm as hell in this shopping mall.
And I got my surgery, but you got on all black and you're tight. It's good.
I know. Wasn't expecting this. Was actually hoping for cold weather coming over this parts.
It's all good. Yeah.
Well, let's talk a bit about camp with Gerald Washington and getting the opportunity to fight Derek Chisora.
Yes.
Derek said at the final press conference what he was expecting of Gerald. He said that he was expecting him to run from him all night.
Yeah, but we'll see. I don't even think no one can run from Chisora because he's so much on you. But also Derek likes to play mind games. He may be telling Gerald that so Gerald can go into his game of war. But under my teaching, there's no such thing as playing rock'em sock'em. This is not you hit me, I hit you type of game. We're going to go in there. We're going to go in there with a game plan that we have. Gerald is going to stick to it, and by him sticking to it, he's going to have to be accountable, hold himself defensively responsible, and the rest is going to take its course. And I believe this is the perfect Derek Chisora for Gerald Washington to get a defeat over.
What does a win over Chisora mean for you guys?
Well, in this case, it means that after Gerald beat Chisora, I have Gerald fighting Andy Ruiz. That's the next fight I want for Gerald, because Andy didn't want to fight my other fighter, Deontay Wilder. Him and his father was like playing this outpriced themselves game. So now I have Gerald Washington for Andy Ruiz, and that's the fight that we're looking at next after we beat Chisora on Saturday. That's extremely confident of me to already talk about those plans, right? That goes to show how much I believe in Gerald Washington, and I believe this matchup is made perfectly for him at this time. We're looking at Andy Ruiz next.
I was going to say there was a lot going on, obviously. Andy Ruiz with Deontay Wilder. Wasn't quite sure what was going on there. But you also had this weekend, it feels like there was so much of a shakeup when Dillian Whyte failed his drug test.
Yeah.
We weren't sure if Gerald was going to replace Whyte or who was going to step in. But at one point it seems like that may have been a possibility.
Yeah. They presented us an offer. The offer wasn't good enough. So me and Gerald humbly declined. Humbly, it was no personal thing, and that was just business. And it went silent. They said they would get back at us, but their way of getting back at us was Hellenius coming in the place of us. I'm extremely happy with that. It was no problem. That's how boxing go, especially late minute replacement. But Gerald was ready because I trained Gerald to box tall guys, short guys, come forward guys that move lateral and everything. So any type of call we would have gotten, Gerald would have been ready for it. But we did get the offer for Joshua. We humbly declined, and we got Chisora, and we're going to make the best out of it.
Well, let's see what happens on the night. But I would love to speak about Deontay Wilder and sort of what's next for him now that I guess, is it safe to say that the Andy Ruiz Jr. fight is off the table permanently?
Andy don't want to fight Deontay. Andy and his father, they have bigger plans to make movies, stuff like that. This was told to me personally from his dad. They don't need money. They're going to make movies, and that's cool. But now you got to get out the way. Just get out the way and let other fighters that is willing to fight Deontay fight him, because it's a big opportunity fighting Deontay Wilder. There's a lot you get if you're able to go in there and get the job done. So now we're looking to lock in an opponent for October before this fight that we have with Joshua lined up for January. I want Deontay fighting in October, then go into January with Joshua, and then from there, nature just take its course. It's a 3-4 round fight with, in my opinion, him and Joshua. He knocked Joshua out in 3 or 4 rounds. And my prediction has nothing to do with fanatic standpoint predictions. Most people are saying that because they don't like the way Joshua looked his last fight. When Joshua looked his best, people would say against Vladimir Klitschko, against Takam and those guys. To me, that best Joshua still only go 3 or 4 rounds with Deontay Wilder, because stylistically, and the mistake he makes early on in fights, he'll just run right into a missile. Is that a bad thing? Absolutely not. Is that far-fetched? No. I'm only seeing what the hardest punch in the history of the sport would do to somebody that make early round mistakes. It's a 3-4 round fight with Deontay winning by devastating knockout. Devastating.
Well, let's talk about the fact that if it doesn't manifest for you to get maybe the opponent you want, let's say for October, right, in order to prepare for the Joshua fight. I mean, you see the likes of like Tyson Fury fighting Ngannou. I know that Deontay's mentioned that he would consider an exhibition. Is that something you guys have actively discussed?
Yes. He's always open to that. Once again, the business have to be right. But what Deontay really is after is to become two-time heavyweight champion of the world. Those exhibition is good. The money that come with them is great, but he has a real yearn to become two-time heavyweight champion of the world. And saying that means he's really only willing to be in high-level fights that's sanctioned for heavyweight titles. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he's open for the exhibitions, but what he really wants is to become two-time heavyweight champion of the world, and anything that comes after that is fine. But he wants to become two-time heavyweight champion of the world.
So we have heard rumors, obviously, the fight was no longer going to be in December. You can say that the talks is for January?
Absolutely.
Okay.
From what I'm hearing, and I'm pretty much close, it's for January now. And that's fine. That gives us more time to get a fight in between. That gives AJ and them more time to learn with his new trainer, Derek James, who's a great trainer. And yeah, it works out for all of us in that sense.
Just curious what your thoughts are on Tyson Fury taking the fight with Francis Ngannou, especially during a time where we thought we were going to get the undisputed fight with Alexander Usyk.
I think it's Tyson Fury's way of putting his middle finger up at the boxing world, which he have done tons of times. And it's not a bad thing. He's just very transparent physically, and he's very transparent verbally. And what I mean by that, Tyson Fury does what he wants, when he wants. And you got to commend the man for that. So many people wanted him to fight Usyk. They tried to figure out what was the business, what was wrong, and this and that. He said, no, y'all can have that business talk. I'm fighting Ngannou for a whole lot of money for my family. And that was him basically saying, go fuck off. And that's cool. But in my opinion, it holds up the heavyweight division because now Usyk has to fight Dubois. You know, Dubois is cute, but I don't really consider him a real threat for Usyk. I'll be very shocked if he did well against Usyk because he's another one, a big guy that make early mistakes. And when you in with sharpshooters like Usyk, you know, bad thing. I wouldn't be surprised if Usyk stopped him. And that's saying a lot because he's a bigger guy and everything, but Usyk fight big guys very well. And my prediction for that fight is he stopped Dubois.
I was going to ask you that as a follow-up question, but yeah.
I said it yesterday. My prediction is that he'll stop Dubois. Dubois, you know, another overcommitter, another egotistical puncher. He think the world owed him something. What I mean by that, not in his personal life, but in the boxing ring. And so what do I mean by he thinks the world owed him something? He think he could just punch somebody from here with his chin up and go. He think he can cross feet and not pay a price. And when you're boxing at the high level with the likes of Usyk, even the Joshuas, the Deontays, those pivotal mistakes will cost you very, very much so, and it cost you in a painful way. So we'll see. I could be wrong, but I'm going on Mark saying I think Usyk stops him.
Just because I love picking your brain about, you know, the sweet science, just what your thoughts are on Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford's rematch at 154. Do you feel that the weight drain was the difference for Errol? And do you feel that going to 154 will change anything? Because you got to remember that also, I kind of see Terrence Crawford being even better at 154.
Absolutely. And this is my compassionate, soft part. You know, and I don't even know how to control this because it's just who I am. I'm not concerned with seeing them two fight again.
Okay.
Why do I say that? All the fights that Spence had, the accident, the detached retina, and then that beating that he took. That wasn't a boxing match. That was a beating. Let's say what it was. He got a beating the other night. Not did he not win a round. He didn't win a sequence. When fighters aren't winning a sequence or a moment in a fight, this is very, very bad. This is punishing. And he felt it physically. So now when he gets out the ring, they're talking rematch already. In my opinion, this should be a void in all contracts that have rematch in them. If the fight that you're fighting in is one-sided completely, that you don't even have a good moment, the rematch is voided automatically. I'm not interested in seeing them fight again. I know, you know, my opinion doesn't matter when it comes to that, but I'm just for the sake of the well-being of Spence and his family and things like that and things of that nature. I just won't want to see him fight Crawford again. I think if they both move up in weight, I think the beating is even worse. That's my humble opinion.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Always a pleasure, Michelle. And as usual, you look good, and I'm proud of everything you got going on. And stay at it, okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
Ostracize the opinions of human beings. Fuck them.
Bye, fight fans.
Thank you so much for watching this video. And make sure to subscribe for more videos of your favorite fighters over here on Fight Up TV. And give us a follow online as well at Fight Up TV on Twitter and on Instagram. We appreciate it, guys.